Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and Merry Christmas to all of you. Hope you all are having a fantastic holiday. I myself had a very good Christmas, and in that time, I will have watched two movies today, and both of them were Christmas presents. So I'm going to actually watch a third one after these two reviews. I have two reviews to do, and then I'm going to watch the other movie that I got for Christmas that I haven't seen. I got about 4 movies that I haven't seen yet. One that I'm not so happy about, but I watched two movies back to back, and the first one I'm going to be viewing, I didn't think I was getting it for Christmas. This was not on my Christmas list. It briefly was, but then I took it off my Christmas list. I said I don't really want it. My parents got it for me anyway, and I figured, you know what? I think this could be a good movie, and I figured, well, let's watch it. Let's see if it's good. I heard very mixed things about it, and that movie is The Maze Runner. Now, The Maze Runner was a movie that I actually was kind of looking forward to. I mean, it was Dylan O'Brien. He's a very good actor, in my opinion. He's just a very good actor. I mean, he's very good in Teen Wolf. He did a very good job in that show. So I wanted to see how he would do in a movie. And I finally checked out The Maze Runner. And what did I think of The Maze Runner? I didn't really like this movie, I'm going to be honest. Like, I liked this movie. This movie is a good movie. But it was kind of boring. I wasn't really into a lot of this movie. And that's probably because of the central plot. Now, first of all, this movie is another one of those teenage novel books that they're trying to turn into a franchise after the Hunger Games. They've did it one Divergent, now they're doing it with The Maze Runner. Well, let's get to the central plot of The Maze Runner, which honestly I think is a very compelling plot, just it's not as compelling as the other two. Basically, the story's about this boy, Thomas. I love the way the movie starts. You know, he awakens in this rusty elevator with no memory of who he is, and he learns that he's been delivered to the middle of an intricate maze along with a slew of other boys who have been trying to find their way out of the ever-changing labyrinth, all while establishing a functioning society in what they call the Glades. And, you know, there are a lot of obstacles that are in their way, and basically, they have to get out of this maze. They have to find a way to get out of this maze and everything. And clearly, you know, he wants to find out why he doesn't have any of these memories anymore, what's going on with him. And you start to find out more and more as the movie goes on, but that's basically the plot of The Maze Runner. And I don't really love that plot, because the thing about this movie is that, and I think the thing that, you know, bothered me about this movie is that The Hunger Games and Divergent, those two movies I thought a lot about. I thought a lot about, you know, they're very compelling plots. This, in my opinion, is not that compelling of a plot. But the thing that makes this movie so good is the acting. I care about the characters in this movie, and that's because of the acting. If the acting was not good, I would not care about the characters, because I don't really care about a lot of things about this movie, but the acting, I think, is very good. Dylan O'Brien as Thomas is absolutely fantastic. I think he handled everything perfectly. The first 5 minutes are amazing. I mean, the first 5 minutes, you see him go into this elevator. He has no idea what's going on. He's completely clueless. He has no memories. So you are just as confused as him, and I think he did a very good job with that. He had some really great emotional scenes as well. I thought his character just worked really, really well, in my opinion. He was really the thing that held this movie together perfectly for me, and I thought he was really, really good in the movie, definitely. Kaya Scodelario as Teresa, who is the only female Glade. A lot of people said her character is very underused. I'd have to agree. She comes into the second half of the movie, but I love the bonding between her and Thomas, especially when you find out how similar they are. I think that was pretty good. I mean, I don't want to give away, like, the twist or anything. I'll get that in the spoilers, but I thought her character was very well done. I like the bonding between her and Thomas. The conversations they had, I definitely really enjoyed. He had some very good conversations with her and everything. You know, a lot of the conversations are, why are we here, things like that. And I thought a lot of that was very well done. I think they handled all those conversations very well. I definitely really enjoyed that. Thomas Brody Sangster as Newt, he was okay, nothing really amazing there. Will Poulter, though, as Gailey, I have to talk about his character, because his character was definitely one of the best characters in this movie, because he is against everything that Thomas is doing. He doesn't want Thomas to really become the leader of this group. He is the enforcer, basically. He's the one that's like, no, I don't agree with this. And it was really cool to see him and Thomas, you know, debate a little bit. And I thought that was cool to see. I definitely really enjoyed that. And I think, I mean, Will Poulter, the only thing I've seen him done is We're the Millers. And he really proved that he can do some very good dramatic acting here. And I definitely want to see him do more dramatic acting, because he was very good in this movie. And I thought he did a very good job, definitely. And I think the only other character I'm going to talk about is Blake Cooper as Chuck. adorable. I thought he was, the little boy, he was very, very cute in the movie. And, basically, I thought his bonding with Thomas was very good, and I like seeing that a lot. However, it very much reminded me of Rue and Katniss. It just seemed like they were trying to be like the Hunger Games there. That's really what that seemed like to me. And, I will say that about the movie. A lot of the characters in here are very similar to the Hunger Games. Like Teresa and Thomas, it really feels like Teresa is just there to be a love interest. However, there is no love story in this movie, which I actually do like. I like that there wasn't actually a love story in this movie. That was something I didn't think they were going to do. The directing by Wes Ball, I thought was good, but again, I really wasn't into the central story, and the thing was, this movie is very, very boring at times. There were parts where I did not care what was going on in this movie, and really, that bothered me a lot, because the acting was very good. That's really what kept the movie going for me, and a couple other things, but I thought the directing was just good. Not amazing, I thought the directing was just okay. The screenplay, as I said, was very boring. A lot of the conversations the characters had, I didn't really care about. Their acting was good, but I didn't really care about the conversations they were having, and I just didn't really care about it very much. I mean, the thing was, we don't really find out a lot about the characters in this movie. We don't. They don't have very compelling stories. They don't have a lot going on in their lives, and they're just not that interesting to me. I would have wanted to find out a little bit more about the characters, and I think that would have made the movie better, in my opinion. The score is really good. I think the score to this movie is fantastic, very eerie, very creepy. The movie handles suspense very, very well. It's something I will say. This movie knows how to handle suspense, and that is due in part to the cinematography, which is by far the best part of this movie. The best part of this movie are the scenes in the maze. When they go into the maze and they encounter, like, the grievers, those were awesome scenes. That's when I was fully into the movie. I'm getting a Skype call. I'm just going to ignore that. That is when I was fully into this movie. That is when I was loving this movie. That's when I was really loving everything that was going on in this movie. I thought that was very, very well done, in my opinion, and I definitely really enjoyed that. I thought that was really, really good, were the effects. I mean, probably the one thing that I love the most about this movie were definitely the effects. Very, very good effects. The editing was too long. This movie was way too long, and I lost focus so many times in this movie. There were so many times when, like, I really want to be into the story, but I'm not into the story. And that's because the editing. The editing, I really feel this movie could have been a solid 90 minutes or a solid 100-something minutes. It did not need to be almost 2 hours long. It definitely felt very long. The running time is just kind of like... It's a very slow-paced movie, and I was not a fan of that. And my other complaint with the movie is that the director really... He wanted to start up a series, but I think he did some of the wrong things, and now we're going to talk about the spoilers, and those really are my biggest complaints about the movie, are the spoilers of this movie. I like that they killed off a few characters, I will say that. I like they killed off Chuck. I thought that was very well done. You know, seeing Thomas grieve over the death of Chuck, you know, seeing how close he was with him, just because he was the youngest Glader, and seeing how Thomas bonded with him, seeing that he was very much affected by it, I thought was a very well done scene. I definitely really enjoyed that, and I think Dylan O'Brien played that very, very well. He knows how to handle death scenes. We've seen that on Teen Wolf, and you see it again here. He does a very good job with that. The twist in this movie that basically they are all there because, basically the twist that they're there because of, that woman, let me find that twist again. You know, the woman in the video recording explains that the planet had been devastated by increased solar activity by a deadly, incurable virus called the Flare, and, the Gladers were an experiment studying their resistance to it. And I didn't really like that because it's very much like the Hunger Games. I mean, think about it. The Hunger Games is very much like that plot, and I thought that was just really dumb. I'm just like, you know what? And I honestly felt like if they wanted to create a series of movies, they should have just revealed that in the last movie. Because I felt like we found out way too much in this movie, and now I'm not into it at all. Because we found out, we already know what's going on. So the whole mystery aspect of the movie is gone, and that took me out of the movie, definitely. After that, I was just like, I don't care. I really don't care about this movie anymore. And then, of course, the ending. Also, when we find out that Thomas and Teresa, both worked for the company, both worked for that company, basically. What would they work for? The Gladers, they worked for it. I thought that was very predictable. I mean, you could definitely see that they were very similar, so that was very predictable, definitely. This movie is very predictable. And then, of course, the last line where they say, "We are now entering phase 2, I was like, Really? That's the best you can do? That's the best kind of cliffhanger you can do? Think of the Hunger Games and Divergent. They had such better cliffhangers. The Hunger Games had an awesome cliffhanger. Do I think this movie is going to get to the equivalent of the Hunger Games? Yes, I do see potential for this series. I see potential for this series to get better. And yes, I probably would want to see another movie. I mean, The Hunger Games was very slow. The first Hunger Games was very slow. Divergent was still better than this. I thought Divergent was a better movie overall. I liked the story more. This was definitely not as good as that, and I wanted it to be, but it really was not. And that's basically from my review of The Maze Runner overall, guys. I do like this movie. It's nothing I'm going to watch again, probably. I'll probably watch it again when the second movie comes out, because I do want to see the second movie. As I said, I see potential for these movies. I see potential for these movies to get better. I mean, The Hunger Games, when it started out, it was an okay series, but now it's amazing. So I can definitely see that happening for The Maze Runner. I can see that happening for Divergent as well. Insurgent looks amazing. And when they drop the trailer for this, if it's really good, I'm looking forward to it, because I think they could actually do a very good job of this. I think this movie series could become very, very good. Definitely has potential to be. For right now, though, I'd give this series like a C+. I really would. I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5. That's what I gave it on Letterboxd. But that's basically my review of The Maze Runner. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in the next review. Let me know what you guys think of this movie. Did you like what they did with the movie? Did you like, the characters and things like that? I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be for another movie review. So I'll see you guys for that. Okay, bye.